Hello, this is Julian from Tutors 11 Plus. Today we're going to do a short video on plurals and the rules you need to turn a singular word into plurals. Let's give it a go. So I'm sure you know this already, but just to remind you, a plural means more than one and singular means only one. And there are some rules for spelling to make plural words. So let's try a few of these. The most common is to simply add an S at the end of a word to make it plural. For example, you could take the word boy and you could make that into boys by adding an S. You could have a car, singular, and have many cars. So just add an S. So that's the most common one, but there are a few other rules that we should learn. So here we are with words that end in CH, O, S, SS, etc., etc. So there's a few here. And what we do is we add an ES to make it plural. For example, let's take a word ending in CH, such as church. To make that plural, you add an ES and it becomes churches. Now remember, this is the common rule, but there are a few exceptions, such as if I was to have the word stomach, that doesn't actually follow the rules and it becomes stomachs. So you do need to learn certain rules and certain words to be able to spot that. But going back to the normal endings, let's have a word that ends in O, such as tomato. Again, that follows the regular rule of adding an ES and it becomes tomatoes. You could have, let's have a word ending in S, such as bus. One bus, two buses. Let's bring this up a little bit. See there, if I had a box, it would become boxes. So there you go, I'm adding an ES at the end of these, but remember that there are exceptions to the rule. Let's move on. Another one is where you have a word that ends in a Y and commonly has a consonant before the Y. You take off the Y and you add IES. So let's take the word, for example, baby, which ends in a Y. You take off the Y and you get babies. Another one could be, I've been invited to a party. Actually, I'm very popular. I've been invited to many parties. So IES. Take off the Y and add IES. Now another common rule is for words that end in F or FE. You take off the F or FE and you add VES. So let's take the word a loaf of bread. A loaf of bread, you want more than one and it take off the F and it becomes loaves of bread. You could have, let's have a word that ends in FE, such as life, and that becomes lives. So remember, you take off the FE or take off the F in this case and add VES. As I mentioned, there are a number of words that don't follow those rules, and these are words that you need to simply learn. For example, a child isn't childs, it's children. Foot, I don't have foots, it's feet. Goose, geese, you've got man, it's men. This is an interesting one. Ox becomes oxen. So remember, there are a number of words that don't follow these rules, and these are things that you just need to learn over time. Tooth, it's not tooths, it's teeth. So here's just a few examples of how to convert singular words into plurals. What we'll do now is we'll try an exercise together. So what I want you to do is, if you could pause the video and try and attempt to complete these words. So the gaps here, so I want you to complete a word here, here and here. There are 15 words. Try that and then press play again and we'll go through it together. So pause the video, attempt this, and let's see how you do. Okay, so welcome back. I hope you have managed to go through some of these and attempt to find the singular or plural of these words. Let's go through them together. So the singular word loaf, the plural is loaves. So that follows the rule of removing the F and adding VES. The plural word ladies, the singular is lady. An ox, I told you this one earlier, it is oxen. The plural geese, the singular is goose. Plural knives, it is one knife, F-E. Singular dwarf, so this is an interesting one. You can actually have two. You could either have dwarves, which follows the rule of removing the F and adding VES, or you can actually have dwarfs. So either works. The next one, salmon. So the singular word for salmon is actually salmon. It's the same. It doesn't change. One salmon, two salmon, three salmon. So the singular word foot is, of course, feet. I hope no one wrote foots. Penny is pennies. Remove the Y and add IES. Thieves, the singular is thief. Life, the plural is lives. Then for cities, it is city. For deer, it's one deer, two deer. It stays the same, not deers. Roof does not follow the rule of removing the F and adding VES. It's actually roofs, so that's irregular. And finally, let's bring this up a bit. Daughter-in-law. So that's a compound word where you have two words that make one. Daughter-in-law. It becomes daughters-in-law. So give yourself a mark out of 15. I got all 15 correct. Let's see how you did. So there you go. That was a short video on plurals and some of the rules to make singular words plural.